Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for this live broadcast today. We're going to start off with 5 minutes of Reiki, and then we're going to follow that up with about 55 minutes of tarot reading. We're just going to have some fun in the room. So for the Reiki, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the intention for whatever is for each of your highest and best intention. And so that can be having to do with health, that can be having to do with finances, with relationships, with anxiety or emotions or mental situations. So all kinds of things that Reiki is good for. If you have something more specific that you would like the Reiki to focus on, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention for yourself. But like I said, I'm just going to put it out there as whatever benefits each of you the most as individuals. So without any more ado, let's just get the Reiki started. Patricia T, hello, good evening. How are you, my dear? Four more minutes of Reiki. Two more minutes left on the Reiki. And 1 more minute left on Reiki. All right, let's wrap up our Reiki. We've got 2 whole people in the room. Who has a question? If you guys haven't checked out the description box before, check out the description box so you can see what the rest of this broadcast is going to be like. And you can see what ways I'm offering to help you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And then let me know, out of those ways that I'm offering, what can I do for you? Hello, hello. Welcome to the room. We're glad y'all are stopping by. This is the place to be if you want to be lifting your energy up higher than where it was before. Come on in and hang out, soak up some energy. So are you asking a question or do you want a message from Spirit? A message from Spirit, the way it works on my channel, is just very open-ended. Whatever Spirit wants to talk to you about, which may happen to answer your question. Or if you have a specific question, we can ask that specific question. It's up to you, whichever way you want to go. Okay. All right, get really clear in your head what this first spiritual goal is for you. Very specifically, get that very clear. And then we'll put cards on it. Okay. Will Patricia complete the first spiritual goal that she is referring to in that question? In this lifetime. It's not about deserving it. It's not about deserving it. Do you have any pets, Patricia? La da 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 da. You love dogs. Do they deserve your love? Or do you just love them? Michael, I have not seen you in a while. Welcome, welcome. Check out the description box so you can see what all we're doing in the room. I've changed it up just a little bit. You just love their joy. So you just love them. They don't do anything to earn your love. So let's think about this a little bit, Miss Patricia. God actually created you. And yes, I know parents were involved, but He's the one who made you the person that you are and exactly how you are. Now, when you make something, you're kind of prejudiced towards it usually, aren't you? Like, nobody makes something and says, oh, that's a piece of shit. God doesn't do that either. He made you just perfect the way you are, and He loves you just the way you are. Okay, so let's look at if you're going to reach your spiritual goal. We actually have a resounding yes. Okay, so spiritual goal. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is interesting how this comes up because this basically shows you blocking yourself off from reaching that spiritual goal. You're not putting any energy or effort towards that. And in fact, you may be putting energy or effort towards the opposite of what your actual spiritual goal is. Okay? That's the beginning. Remember, the answer is yes. That's just where you are right now. We've got the Star card. You're going to figure out how you can hope for that spiritual goal that you want to reach. Strength card just basically talks about not being very strong in it at the beginning. This is also a card that, to me, can talk about going to the gym. So this talks about practice makes perfect. The more we use our muscles, the better we get at them. So I think that once you find some hope, then you're going to start just gradually. It's going to be a process for you to reach that spiritual goal. Then look here. We have the Magician. The Magician has everything they need to do whatever they want. Yes, you're meeting that spiritual goal. Absolutely. Also, notice the infinity symbol above his head. This tells me that your spiritual goal is going to be growing or expanding before you actually meet it. So the one that you have in your head right now, yes, you'll meet. But before you get there, you're going to want to do greater things than that. So by the time you accomplish this goal that you're thinking of now, you're already going to have other things that you're reaching for as well. And that's healthy, by the way. That's the way it should be. And with the Temperance card in reverse, this just talks about really recognizing that things are out of balance and moving towards that balance. So there's something going on here where that next goal is going to have to do with bringing balance in. There you go. Hope that makes sense for you. You don't have to look around a little. We have only 3 people in the room, and I've already helped one person. Now we're down to 2 people. So I think that, if you have something you want help with, throw it out there. You want a message from Spirit? Let me know. You want help with a particular affirmation? Let me know. We'll do it to it. It's Friday night. We're rocking and rolling. We're doing our happiness making thing in this room. Now, it used to be Friday nights. I would drink my butt off and thought I was happy. Now I look back, I was like, wow, how did I feel so happy with that? You're quite welcome, Miss Patricia. Well, I'm waiting to see how I can help Mr. Michael. I think we're going to do a little pull to see what's our best manifestation advice for those of us who are in the room and those of us who are going to stumble across this room later on. We'll look at best manifestation advice for the day. I'm doing okay. I've been really struggling with this whole Ukraine thing to keep my butt in motion and not be glued to YouTube looking for the latest update or staying out of bed. At first I was really depressed because we weren't doing anything. Now that we're doing a little something, I feel a little better. Michaela, is that your name? No. I know it's not Michelle either. Darn it. Anyway, I'm glad you're in the room, Ms. Bonds. Absolutely, you can ask a question. This is a sweatshirt that the company gave me where I do readings on Mondays and Wednesdays. It's pretty cool. So it's got It's got the cat who lives in the store. That's his picture. His name is Siam. And of course it says, for heaven's sake, on there. This is their normal logo. And then, so we've got the logo and the cat. Marcy, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so best manifestation advice. Marcy, you can certainly ask a question. There's not too many people in the room right now, so I will just about guarantee you I'll get to your question if you throw it up in the window. All right, best manifestation advice for those of us in the room and those people who watch this video later. What do we have? Queen of Wands is what shows up first, followed by Knight of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, this definitely is talking to me. I don't know about y'all guys, but it's good. It's a good message for me. Queen of Wands talks to me about somebody who's very independent, self-sufficient, can be entrepreneurial, sole proprietor, business owner, somebody like that. Somebody who has great creative ideas and really likes to be able to impact humanity through those good ideas without really any caps on that. Like, she wants to impact more than just her family or her community. She wants to impact her world. Okay? And with the Knight of Pentacles showing up in reverse, this says sometimes the energy falls, man. There's not much energy and effort being put into doing that. Sometimes the energy has to go somewhere else. And then this is Spirit saying, you know, with that Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's saying, you know what, you've always got a new chance. You've got a new chance with every day to pick yourself up and move on forward. And I love it. That's totally me. That's totally me. I'm that Queen of Pentacles out here just kind of doing my thing. And on the hairy edge, under no company or anything like that, creating my own reality out here. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I've definitely done that with the whole Ukraine thing. I've just been like totally slacking. Totally slacking. Ace of Pentacles. That's Spirit saying, you know what? You've got a new opportunity every day. You don't have to stay totally slacking forever. Whew. I hope somebody else got something out of that too. But I sure needed that. Let's see. The cat actually is really cool. He used to be a lot more social, Mr. Michael. He used to be a lot more social before COVID. Since I've been back working at the store again this time, after I moved back to Colorado and at the tail end of COVID. He does not like to go out into the store. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him, but he only wants to be out in the store if nobody else is there. Or if, you know, few people. Some of us that are, you know, around, the other employees that he trusts, but other people, he does not like to be out in the store anymore. And he used to hang out by the cash register, or if people would be doing Reiki, if some of us practitioners would be doing Reiki, he would, without fail, come in and sit on the person on the Reiki table right exactly where they needed the most energy. Like if they were having heart issues, he'd sit on their chest and just purr the whole time. If they had a knee injury, he would be right next to that knee. He was always helping with Reiki. That's what we always told everybody. Well, he helps us with Reiki. Hello there, Shannon. Welcome, welcome. Yep, Siam the cat. I wish you would have come to the store a few years ago when he was out a lot more. Ooh, thank you, Marcy. You didn't have to do that. I really was going to answer your question anyway. Will your health improve? Marcy, oh, you are not very happy with how things are, that's for sure. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I think that your health is going to improve, but I do think it's going to take a little tweaking on your part for that to happen. Okay? And the reason I said you're not very happy with this, you show up with the Knight of Cups in reverse as your first card. That's my pessimist card. That's my I'm not very happy with the way things are card. Actively not happy, because that's a knight. Knights take action. Okay, so this tells me that there's a lot of emotion around this unhappiness. We're not talking about a little sad. It's kind of big emotion. Okay. Here's the other thing right after this. I like this card better. Queen of Cups showing up in reverse. After the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Magician in reverse. 8 of Wands in reverse, or right side up. And another 8. 8 of Swords, right side up. So here's the thing. You have a challenge in front of you. And for me, the biggest challenge that I'm seeing is how you're feeling. And how you're feeling is very much influenced by your perspective and how you're thinking about this. Okay, Marcy? So I'm just going to tell you, you may as well put on your hard hat and your seatbelt, because I'm fixing to give you some tough love right here whenever I look at these cards on the board. All right? And the tough love is that when we're focused on something that's going wrong, we're adding energy to it. We're giving it momentum. And I feel like right now with that Knight of Cups in reverse, you're definitely focused on it, not happy about it, giving it some momentum so that it can keep growing and enlarging and going forward. Kind of the opposite of what we would like to see going on, you know. Don't have to tell you. I'm sure you do. So here's the thing with that Queen of Cups in reverse. Being the next card, I like it, actually. I can tell you I like it. The reason I like it is because my Queen of Cups in reverse is the person who has had enough. She is fed up past her eyeballs, okay? And for her to be fed up past her eyeballs, now she's having an emotional explosion. All right? So for me, what this tells me is here in the not so distant future, you're going to get really fed up with feeling miserable and thinking miserable and adding to miserable. And you're going to have an emotional explosion. And it's going to be that you're going to actually have a wake-up call for yourself that, no, I am not allowing this. I do create my reality. I have some control over this. Whether doctors think I do or not, I know I do. My thoughts are very powerful. And I think basically what's going to happen is you're going to give yourself a good butt chewing and a good motivational speech and a good get your ass off the bench speech about your attitude and your gratitude and where did it go and it's time to bring it back. You're going to do that for yourself. I think you're going to get sick of yourself. Okay? Now, with that Magician showing up in reverse, I feel like because my Magician, when he's right side up, is my hustle and bustle guy, with him in reverse for you, what I'm feeling like is you're resting. You're used to manifesting. Now you're resting. You're slowing that whole momentum down. So where right now you've got a whole lot of momentum going the way that you don't want it, and you're mad at yourself about it, or if you're not, you will be, then this talks about the idea of slowing that train down. So this is sort of a process, because when you've got momentum going downhill, to get that momentum to stop takes a little bit. It's a process. And then you can turn it around and start getting it to go uphill. All right. So for me, the Magician in reverse is really putting the brakes on those negative thoughts, negative patterns, negative behaviors, negative feelings, and focusing more, kind of doing that pivot, focusing on something you can feel grateful about, something you can feel happy about, and lifting yourself back up out of the depths that you've rolled down to and starting to come back up from that. Then with the 8 of Wands right behind that, that's telling me that you're kicking ass at this. Give it some time and you'll kick ass at this positivity stuff. Here's what I don't like, and you have free will so you can change this. I think once you start making some progress, I think the doctors start to notice. The reason I say that is because we see you with that 8 of Swords right side up, which is overthinking. And I think that the doctors see some kind of progress and they're like, what are you doing? Like, we've never seen this before. This can't be happening. And I think that wigs you out. I think a doctor saying to you, this can't be happening, makes you think, well, is this really happening? Don't let them wig you out. Don't let them wig you out. Doctors only study the spiritual or the physical. They haven't studied the spiritual. And the physical is only our vehicle. It's our meat suit. But the spiritual controls the meat suit. So don't let the doctors wig you out. They don't look at the big picture. Okay? I hope that helps you, honey bunny. Alrighty. That's what name I was thinking you were. It wasn't Marcy. It was the really pretty one. All right, let's look at Shannon is next with a message from Spirit because she requested while I was talking to Marcy. La da 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 da. Okay. Universe love. Welcome. Glad to see you here tonight, my dear. Message from Spirit for universe love. To Ms. Bonnie Snow. Bonnie is still around. She has not commented on any of my videos for a few days, but I would say she has within the last week. I know she's going through a difficult time. She wrote me and said that she's in the hospital, so any prayers that we can send Bonnie are appreciated. I think that she's expecting that she'll be getting better and going home before long. But for right now, prayers are very good. Thank you for that reminder, Universe Love. Okay. Who is next? Shannon. Shannon is who is next. Shannon. Thank you, Marcy. Oh, Shannon, I should talk to you a lot. Look at all these cards. That's a lot of cards. We're not taking that many. Message from Spirit. La da 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 da. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. I appreciate that. If you're getting any kind of benefit from this video, that's always appreciated. Also, share it out to other people. We don't have that many people in the room. There's plenty of time for me to read for you guys and other people as well. Alrighty. What do we have here from Shannon? Thank you, Mr. Michael. Okay, Shannon, here's your situation. Wheel of Fortune coming up right side up. Covered by the 10 of Pentacles coming in upside down. That's an interesting situation. What's going on there? Ooh, I like it, actually. So, Wheel of Fortune does talk about things working out a little bit more easily than they would normally. So we like that. All right, and this 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Now, to me, a 10 of Pentacles in reverse talks about something where you're feeling pretty secure and pretty happy. In fact, so secure and so happy that you would like to actually upgrade whatever that thing is. So this talks about the idea of upgrading something that makes you feel secure and happy. Now, examples of this can be your job, can be your home, can be your vehicle, can be your family. Okay, so looking to upgrade something that makes you feel secure and happy. And, you know, this is a really good time to do that as well. All right, let's look at your best advice here. 7 of Wands, followed by the 3 of Wands, followed by another 3. Pentacles. Threes talk about creativity, by the way. La da da da. They also talk about balance, and they talk about strength because, believe it or not, the triangle is the strongest architectural shape that there is. All right, so let's not get sidetracked. Seven of Wands just means hold your own. Take a stand for yourself. So if what you're going for is a promotion, I know you just got this job, but as an example, if what you're going for is a promotion, then this says, say something. Let somebody know, hey, I would love to have that position. I think I could handle it really well. You know? So whatever this is that you're going to amp up, say something. Let people know. Let people know. And hold your ground. You know, show that this is something you're totally capable of. Three of Wands, make some long-term plans. Strategize. What am I going to do if this happens? You know? And then Three of Pentacles talks about collaborate with somebody else. So this is collaborating, coming together with somebody else to help you achieve that goal. So this is something that maybe is best achieved in a partnership. Could be that, you know, you talk to a life coach or a mentor or a counselor, somebody like that. Could even be that you pray to Sacred Spirit and have him collaborate with you. Him, her, it. Okay, so hold your ground. Say something about what it is that you want to do. Make some long-term strategies about what would happen if you actually did have that thing upgrade that you want to upgrade. And then collaborate with somebody to make it happen. Happen. Okay, so that was Ms. Shannon. Shannon. Marcy, if I didn't tell you, thank you. Let's see. Universe love, message from Spirit. Michael, are you sure you don't want a message from Spirit? It is very exciting. La da 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 da. Message from Spirit for Michael Brutzman. Message from Spirit. Not Michael. Michael didn't even ask for one. This is for Universe Love. Universe Love. Message for Spirit from Spirit for Universe Love. You're just going to have to take one. Otherwise, I'm just going to give you one automatically anyway, apparently, Michael. This one's Universe Love, though. La da 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 da. La da da da. Here we go, Universe. La da da. Okay, Universe Love. What do we have here for your situation? We have the World card showing up in reverse, covered by the Knight of Cups, also in reverse. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, wow. Okay, so Universe Love, there's something in your life that you thought was the ideal and it was the goal. You were kind of shooting for that. And just recently, or maybe if it hasn't yet, it will happen really soon, you've realized that that thing is really not ideal. Might be close to ideal. It's not really ideal. And I think that, you know, with this Knight of Cups coming up in reverse, I think that you realizing this, it isn't like, well, this is close to what I want, so if I tweak my plan a little bit, I'll have exactly what I want. This is like, this is close to what I want, but it's really not it. This is more like, is what I really want out there? Can that even happen? I'm not sure if I even want to put any energy into making that happen. It's really this pessimistic, draggy type of energy. And when I say draggy, it just kind of keeps you from putting energy towards what you really want, because it's dragging at you. It's grabbing your leg and dragging it down. It's draggy energy. Okay. So you have a goal. You thought you had found the target of that goal. Now you're realizing that isn't exactly it. So you're recalibrating what the goal is. But in that recalibration, you're kind of losing hope that you can actually have whatever this goal is. All right. Ba-da-da-da, best advice. Knight of Swords. Four of Pentacles in reverse. Star card in reverse. Well, 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 what is this all about? Here's the thing that I'm picking up whenever I'm looking at these cards. I think you're having a hard time being objective about this situation anymore. Something has happened that has thrown you off your game as far as intuitively to reach for whatever this is that you actually want. Okay? So, before you can actually get what you want, you have to get into the mindset that you can imagine having what you want. Right now, you ain't there. Okay? So with this Knight of Swords, Knights are very much action-oriented, but Swords are about thoughts and about words. So this is basically, it's time to make an affirmation. It's time to make yourself an affirmation that's going to be very active, very alive, something that can help you get to the point where you can see this again. That's the first step. You have to get where you can see this again. And then, after you make the affirmation, that's not enough. You actually have to use that affirmation. You have to put out the energy and the effort to use that affirmation to turn this around so that you're not feeling pessimistic about reaching your goal anymore. This whole thing says that you absolutely can reach your goal, but it also says if you continue on in the energy that you're in right now, you are sure not to. So how bad do you want it? You know what I mean? How bad do you want it? Do you want it enough to put in that energy and effort to switch up the energy? I have seen people change what comes up on the table before. Usually it's with Reiki, but I don't know that it has to be only with Reiki. Yep. You're quite welcome, quite welcome, quite welcome. All right. Michael's up next. Mr. Michael. You know, I've met a lot of Michaels lately, actually. I'm glad you showed back up. I met a Michael in one of the stores a few weeks ago. And then I met a Michael while I was out at Walmart yesterday. Believe it or not, I met a Michael. And we stood and talked in an aisle in the Walmart for like 2 or 3 hours. And now you're back. Gotcha. Yeah, air signs can do that. Air signs can do that. You think yourself out of stuff is the problem that I saw with this. You were thinking yourself out of stuff. It reminds me of how I go shopping. Like if I go into like a Dillard's or a department store or something like that, I'll find something that I could really use in my house or in my kitchen. Maybe it's even something I've been thinking I need to get for a while, and I'll put it in my buggy. And I'll walk around 10 or 20 minutes. And I'll keep thinking about the price tag on it. And I'll end up walking back over right where I got it, and I'll put it right back on the shelf. Instead of just allowing myself to receive that. Well, thank you, Mr. Michael. Your affirmation never changes. It's always trust your intuition. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. All right, Mr. Michael, I think I've shuffled enough. Let's see what we have for you. Oh, what? What? What's going on with you, Mr. Michael? Wow. Wow. I have a feeling I'm not going to be telling anything you don't already know. But I kind of wish I would have put on my hard hat and my seatbelt before I put these cards down. I'm in fine voice today. Thank you, thank you. All right, so here's what we've got coming up for you, Mr. Michael. We've got the Hierophant showing up in reverse. And we've got the Chariot also showing up in reverse. Lovely. Lovely. There's a few ways that this could come in as far as if I were just reading the cards logically, so I'm just trying to feel into these. Yeah, that was kind of my response too, is wow. So the Hierophant for me, I can tell you right off the bat what I think the Hierophant means. The Chariot is the one that I'm still feeling around for. But the Hierophant has to do with this idea of some type of long-term contract or commitment, which sometimes can be marriage, but doesn't have to be. There's a lot of different types of long-term contracts or commitments. So this is what we're talking about. And we're talking about the idea that you may have been considering this, and now you're realizing, ooh, I do not want that contract, or I don't want to make that commitment. No, 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 no. Or you may have actually already gotten yourself entangled in this contract or commitment. And now you're like, get me out of here. How do I get out of this contract or commitment? I mean, geez, did the cable company get you or what, man? Doesn't have to be the cable company. But with the Chariot coming up in reverse, there's a couple of ways that this could come in. It's interesting because my Hierophant card and my Chariot card sometimes I see as marriage, because Chariot talks about having a goal that is one that you can't accomplish by yourself. It takes the input and the encouragement of other people, or at least one other person. So a lot of times I see that as a marriage card just as much as the Hierophant card. But it can also be travel. It can also be travel. If I'm going to really put this together as a, like, Spirit's trying to give me a strong message here, I would really have to lean with, first, you're realizing, man, I don't know that I want to get married again. Maybe I don't. I don't know if you've been married before. Maybe you're thinking, I don't know if I ever want to get married. Maybe I don't. Kind of thinking that. All right. The other way that we could put this, but I'm not leaning towards this as much, is that, you know, there's all this non-travel stuff that had been going on with COVID. I think we're starting to ease out of that. It could be that, you know, you're not so committed to the idea of staying put. You may be really wanting the freedom to travel about and move about right now. Are you looking for your one true love? Kind of thought you were. But I think something's going on here, because honestly, I think you may be rethinking that right now. Either you're rethinking about whether you want that or whether that's a possibility, one or the other. That's what I'm going to say here. I think you're rethinking this. Which movie are we talking about? All right, let's look at your advice here. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. The movie about marriage. The book wasn't any better. I am such a cynic. I've been through some stuff, okay? All right, so 10 of Swords coming up as the advice. Kind of strong advice, too. All your advice cards are swords, by the way, Mr. Brotsman. So, hello there, Miss Carla. Glad to see you. 2 of Swords. Also advice. 7 of Swords. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, when I first saw this Ten of Swords, you know what came into my mind? That song, Let It Go. Let it go. I'm not going to sing you the song, but it basically says over and over, let it go. So this thing that you really don't want, this contract or commitment that you really don't want, whether it's marriage or something else, let it go. Let it go. That's the first bit of advice, okay? And then yes, Carla. The second piece of advice is the Two of Swords talks about making a decision. So this says, let it go decisively. Like, just decide you're going to let it go and then just do it. Tell yourself you're going to do it and just do it. And then, oh, gotcha. That movie, eh? The one they don't like to sell because people won't pay to see it because it's too much like real life. All right. And then the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords has really metamorphosized for me lately in the last few months. This is kind of like, sneak away quietly. This used to be a card that everybody talked about, oh, it's lies or illusion. But what I've noticed about it is that it's a lot of times it's somebody sneaking out of an event that they really wish they didn't have to be at, some type of social event. I see that a lot for that now. But this is part of your advice about this contract or a commitment. Just sneak away quietly. This is saying, you don't need to explain anything to anybody. You don't need to let them know that you're leaving. Just take your things and go. My movie is more about my movie has always generally been more about somebody expresses an interest, I think they're interesting, and then we get together and then I regret it until I can Seven of Swords right on out of there. Except for the one person, the love of my life, but then he kicked the bucket on me, so I got him, didn't get to keep him very long. Okay, Miss Carla, yep, I've still got 13 more minutes. You're not a quiet riot. Are you a loud riot? La da 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 da. Cindy K, welcome, welcome. I think I've grown since those last relationships. I've been on my own now since like October, November 2019. Because I won't settle anymore. I'm like, oh, you like me? That's interesting. So did everybody else I got with. Maybe that's not a good sign. I see. Okay, Carla's message from Spirit. What do we have showing up here? He definitely did. Everybody who watches my YouTube channel at some point or other hears about Scott, probably multiple times if they stick around. Guys, thank you all for the thumbs up, so I appreciate that. All right. Ba-da-da-da-da, Carla. Knight of Wands showing up here for your situation. And the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, this is scary. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, Carla. Let's look at your situation. With the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like the Knight of Wands is somebody in your sphere of influence, and I feel like you're the Queen of Pentacles, okay? So first of all, this Knight of Wands is somebody that's a little bit younger than you, and if they're not biologically younger than you, they are immature. So this person is somebody who is either immature, less mature than you, or younger than you, okay? You're showing up here as the Queen, and you're showing up as the crossing energy, which is interesting to me because we're doing a message from Spirit for you. With you showing up as the crossing energy, it almost makes his energy stronger, or her. Knight of Wands is somebody who's going to be very charming, very outgoing, a lot of energy, very positive, likes to make everybody around them laugh, incredibly intelligent. Their Achilles heel is that they can get really inspired and enthusiastic about something, and they can really launch it, whatever that thing is that they get excited about. But then as soon as it becomes kind of ho-hum, then they lose interest, and so off they go. So that's the Achilles heel, is that their attention span is not always as long as it could be. Okay, gotcha. So we see you handling things in a more mature way. You're coming in as the Queen of Pentacles. A Pentacles court card moves much slower than a Wands court card. She kind of wants to check everything out, make sure it's stable. She's going to kick the tires on a car before she buys it. You know, she's going to check it out. And so I feel like you're being pretty cautious about this, but I also feel like you are putting a lot of energy and effort into this with the Pentacles. This person may not understand that because they tend to move more quickly. And so somebody moving slowly, to them, they can misinterpret that. They can think that, well, maybe she's not so interested in. Right now, why don't you listen to what it says? And quit chomping on the bit. You haven't even heard the whole message. Stop that. Okay, so this is telling me the situation. And this is a situation that's coming up in your message from Spirit, which means either you're already in it or you will be soon. Soon as in within the next 3 days. Okay? All right, so if you'll notice, the Queen is looking at that Knight. The Knight's not looking at the Queen. Okay? And you're the one putting the energy and effort into this thing. He's kind of doing his own thing. All right? So let's look at your best advice. Best advice is the Chariot, covered by the Knight of Swords in reverse, covered by the Star card. You're not going to like this advice. I can already tell you right now. My Chariot is move on, travel, change, get out of there. Quit waiting for this person. Get on down the road, Jack. That's what it says. Let's get on down the road. Spirit's encouraging you to move forward with your life. Move forward in that Chariot. And with that Chariot, think about it. Chariots can cover a whole lot more speed than when we're on foot. This is the same book. Just this one card, to me, the whole feeling is get out of there before this guy comes back. You don't want to be there when he comes back. First of all, it makes you more valuable to him if you're not there when he comes back. But secondly, I feel like this person is very charming and they could talk you into coming back to them, obviously, because you're still waiting for them. But I also feel like there's a reason why y'all aren't together, and like that would be a mistake. So you want to do whatever you can to prevent yourself from making that mistake again. Okay? Now, get on down the road, Miss Carla. Get on down the road. Knight of Swords showing up in reverse. Here's Mr. Silliness himself coming right back, making some type of rash decision, quick communication. Baby, 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 don't go. Don't go. What about me? Don't you love me? Hey, you got things to do with your life. How long are you going to wait for somebody who can't figure out what they want? Star card. Star card. Star card talks about healing, talks about hope. This tells me that after you get on down the road and then this person comes back talking about getting back together real quick, I don't think you're going to be hearing it. I think it is going to be healing to you. It's going to make you feel good that, it's going to be an ego lift that, yeah, he showed back up. I always knew we were supposed to be together. He showed back up. You ever heard that song by Pat Bennett? It's a little too little, it's a little too late. Should definitely YouTube it if you haven't. This is the song, man. That's what you're going to be saying to this guy. It's just a little too little and it's a little too late. Because you've already been doing healing before he came back. By the time he comes back, that's going to be healing. That's going to be like the final little bit of healing. That's going to be the cherry on top of the cake that helps you totally move forward. And with that star card, you have better things in your future than this joker. This Yahoo, as my dad would say. You have better things in your future than this Yahoo. Okay, there we go. You've heard the song, so you know how that song feels. Man, I need to put some Pat Benatar on YouTube. I haven't heard her in forever. She was my favorite when I was like in 7th and 8th grade. One of my favorites. Stevie Nicks is pretty hard to beat. Cindy K. Are you still in the room, Miss Cindy? Oh, Cindy. It's a little too late. It's a little too late. There's your situation, Cindy. Baby. Awesome. Glad you're here. You're quite welcome, Ms. Carla. Okay, Cindy. What's your advice? Boy, this is the night of the major arcanas. Michael had 2 major arcanas in his situation, and then more in the advice, I think. And now, Cindy, you've got 2 in your situation. All right, let's take a peek at it. Let's take a peek at it. Cindy, you have the Emperor showing up first off. Covered by the Hanged Man. This really tells me that there's somebody that has some type of influence over you that I think you're waiting on them to make some type of decision. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this person. This is somebody who could be like a supervisor, significant other. This is somebody who's naturally in a leadership type position. Somebody who has a lot of integrity. They have high expectations, but not only for themselves, but also for people around them as well. If you live up to their high expectations, you'll get along absolutely fine. If you do not, there will be issues. And this person will tell you about them. You won't have to wonder what they are. Okay? La da 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 da. And this person is waiting on making this decision. He's taking his time, which is surprising to see for an emperor, because in my mind, an emperor usually, they're pretty confident about their decision making. He's holding off. He wants to see this from every angle. He wants to look at this from every perspective before he makes his decision here. He's trying to be really careful is what I'm getting. He's trying not to make a wrong decision. Wants to make sure whatever he decides is going to work out right. Might be overthinking it a little bit. He might have a decent amount of air in his chart. I do think this is all about fear. He's really afraid to make the wrong decision, though. All right, so he or she, because Emperor could be female as well. La da 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 da. Best advice. This is interesting. 5 of Pentacles, or 5 of Cups, excuse me. Judgment. And the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so with the 5 of Cups showing up in your advice column or your advice row, this says that this is disappointing. Spirit's acknowledging this is disappointing that this person is taking their sweet time to make this decision. I think you were expecting them to make this decision Emperor style too. Just quick, chop, chop, let's go. Now let's go do this. But with that Judgment card coming up, this is saying that it's going to look like this decision has been put on the back burner indefinitely. Okay. I don't think you're going to even know if it's ever going to show back up on the table or not. All right. And then with that Judgment card, this shows it coming back up from the past. So whatever this is that you want this person to make a decision about, they're not going to make it anytime soon. Later on, they're going to be the one that brings it up after you think it's dead. You just think, oh, I've just waited too long. There's no way this person is still thinking about this. Then they bring it up. They bring it up. They bring it up. And then with the 6 of Pentacles, this is a really good card for me. I don't know exactly what it means for you. For me, this usually means somebody is coming to me to get a reading and I'm going to be paid for it. And so there's a nice even energy exchange. Okay. So if this is something that, you were saying, hey, would you like me to redecorate your commercial space? And with that Judgment coming up, maybe this person for a long time wouldn't give you an answer. And then they brought it up again. And then when you guys talked about it, they hired you for the job, paid you what was a fair price to do the work. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be that at all. That was a very specific example. But I do think that this person, after you think this thing is dead and gone, I think this person is going to bring this back up. And then there is going to be a nice even energy exchange with whatever transpires after this person brings this back up out of mothballs. Okay? That's for you, Miss Cindy. I hope that makes sense for you. Dana, hello. How are you tonight, honey bunny? That's going to be the last person that I read for today. You're quite welcome, quite welcome. What are you going to do to get help with a relocating venture? I'm getting better every day. This Ukraine thing has me all twisted up, but not as badly as it did at first. All right, so Ms. Dana. Here's the thing, Dana. I've already been here an hour, and I just said that my last person is going to be my last reading, so I'm going to honor myself and my own word for myself and get some sleep. But if you really want that question read, of course, you can get a one-question reading off of my website, and the website's in the description box below the video. Otherwise, you can catch me next time I go live, and if you get in here in time, then you can ask it again, and we'll go from there. All right? I know. Yeah, me too. All right, guys, everybody have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys back here on the next video. Peace out.